Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are blessed as we are heading into the Black Wall Street reunion season. Tomorrow's our big event down at Darker Than Blue. Who else to kick off this wonderful milestone, 10 years of awards, except one of DMV's greatest?
Oh, oh,
And you
oh.
know what? I got to get your new last name down. Young?
It's Young. Yeah.
Sonya Lowery Young. Good
Yep.
morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm trying to get my angle right.
Me too. I know. As we get older, it takes a little.
Woo.
I'm like an old Buick. You got to cut it on first. You got to let it warm up.
You gotta let it warm up.
Don't try to pull right off.
No, sir.
So my goodness, I remember when all of this began.
Probably 12 years ago now.
Yeah, but I don't. You went somewhere exotic. What was the first trip? Do you remember?
Oh, yes, I do. The very first trip was to Italy.
Italy.
It was Italy, yeah.
The one that captured me and is still in my mind was Egypt.
Oh, well, that was 2 years ago. And we're going back, actually. So
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So we should mention your company, World Next Door.
Yes, World Next Door is worldnextdoortv.com, but World Next Door is a place where people can go to get a little bit uncomfortable. And I like being uncomfortable because to me, that's where all the magic happens. So what I mean by uncomfortable is I started this thing probably 12 years ago. And it was because there were a lot of people that looked like me that wanted to get outside of their comfort zone and try different things. But their friends and family were telling them, as they were telling me, oh, girl, you crazy. Who wants to go skydiving? Who wants to go whitewater rafting? Who wants to travel across the globe? And, I would ask friends and for whatever reason, they would come up with excuses on top of excuses as to why they couldn't come or try different things. They were afraid, one reason or another. But after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm not waiting for anybody else. I'm going to just go ahead and go. And from that, I started finding my people. I realized I wasn't the only one that wanted to get out there and live a little. So that's how World Next Door started. And right now we're still going strong. We are going to 2 trips next year. And we're going to still continue to get people outside of their comfort zone.
You are a natural born leader. Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken.
What? No, Aquarius. No. Aquarius.
Okay, let's do this afterwards. When a baby. So let's go back to these people and their apprehensions. You don't have apprehensions.
I wouldn't say that, but my motto is if you're going to do it, and if you're scared, do it scared, because there are a lot of things that are going to frighten us. But if you let fear stop you from trying different things, then you'll never do anything. So it's important to me to, right on that edge of, oh my gosh, should I or shouldn't I? I always lean toward, go ahead and try it. If it's not going to kill me, then I might get a little something extra out of it. And I love being outside of my comfort zone. I love being uncomfortable because, again, that's where you grow. That's where you expand. And I like to push my people to try a little bit of expansion.
Now tell me about the mentality of our people. when it comes to traveling? African Americans, not Africans, not nowhere in Nigeria. I'm
Oh
talking
no,
about
not Africans. Africans will go.
uh,
Okay, so they will travel. A lot of times I have found that African Americans only like to travel to places that are familiar, meaning you'll go to the Caribbean because you already know about the food, you already know about the people, you are probably Caribbean yourself, so you'll go someplace where you have that familiarity because it's easy. But why won't you go to Thailand? Why won't you go to Japan? Why won't you go to, a European country? There are so many things that are out there that are new to us that we have no idea. And it's so many beautiful things. There's so much rich history. And to be quite honest with you, there is so much of our history that is out there that we have uh, gotten so used to just reading about it or watching it on TV, that we won't step outside and get on that plane, that long flight, and try to see, what else is out there.
I remember going to Africa for the first time, going over the Sahara Desert. I
Mhm.
remember this specifically, 3 hours in a plane. That's how long it took to cross the Sahara. And all I could think about was how hot it was to walk
Yeah.
that Sahara Desert.
And, sometimes it is, sometimes it's a little cool. It just depends, what people don't realize is that, it is vast, it is huge. There are, for instance, we went to, one of our trips was to Morocco. And the first thing I thought was just, wow, people need to see this. I mean, there are goats that climb trees. There are people who live um, outside of what we are used to. And just like you said, the desert. I mean,
What's that city there?
it's beautiful. Say that again.
What's that big city there?
Casablanca, Marrakesh.
Marrakesh.
Uh-huh.
So in Marrakesh, what does it look like? Can you describe it?
Well, different parts of it in Marrakesh, it's a city. I mean, there are a lot of people, there's a lot of movement. You'll see horses just like you'll see cars, and my group, I got everyone a carriage ride through the city, to one of our restaurants that we were going to go to that evening. It was beautiful. I mean, and I just don't want people to continue to think small, and think that these things aren't for them when they are. For instance, we went to Egypt 2 years ago. Egypt is one of the most humbling cities. I mean, when you realize that we really do come from greatness, when you see your face on these walls, there are people that look like us. I'm looking in the face of a mummy of one of the kings and queens, and they look like you. They look like you. It's funny that their hair, I'm looking at a mummy in one of the museums, and her hair, she had braids. She had braids. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, does anybody else see this? I mean, this is us. And this is possibly Queen Nefertari, or, all of these different kings and queens, Ramses. I'm looking at his nose and I'm looking at his face, and you can still see the color of his skin. and it is of burnt brass. I'm here to tell you.
But
And so,
Hollywood's done a
no,
number on us, sis.
no, no,
Hollywood has
no. See
Charlton
it for
Heston.
yourself. No, honey. Charlton Heston was not there. No, see it for yourself.
Hollywood said Charlton Heston was the pharaoh, and he was white.
No, not today. So I urge people to get out there and see our connection. And it's funny, we also took the same year we went to Egypt. I also took a group to Greece. And the funny thing is, when we were going to the museums there, we had a wonderful tour guide who was taking us through all of the history that we have there. And we were there too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, Greece stole their stuff
From Egypt.
Egypt.
Right.
And then the Romans stole it from them.
Right. So all of that, we have really good tour guides. So that is the other difference, because you can go to with pretty much anyone when it comes to, maybe perhaps a group tour. But for instance, we're going back to Egypt 2022 in just a few months. And our guide, his name is Ahmed, and Ahmed teaches us our history. And so he's not going to sugarcoat it for anyone else. It is a true representation of who we are, and also why they change a lot of what we see here in the United States. And it's funny because right after we came back from our Egypt trip 2 years ago, we went to a museum in Washington, D.C., around here where I am. And we just finished learning about it. We just finished learning about what they mean by dark lands and black soil. They're not talking about the actual ground when they talk about dark land. They're talking about the people, right? But when we went and saw that exact same thing on the wall in Washington, D.C., it said it is because of the rich soil.
Whitewashed.
It's been whitewashed. Exactly. So just those small little things were just amazing to be able to see firsthand. That is why we have to travel. That is why we have to see it for ourselves. And that's why we have to get out and learn.
Since I last saw you, I produced this book about Black Wall Street, but it's not about just Oklahoma. It's about how those people got to Oklahoma.
Right.
And as you can see, it started, according to my research, in Florida. I learned that Florida was not an original colony. I learned that Florida was, they called it La Florida, was owned by Spain until 1831. This meant that any blacks who escaped from Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, South Carolina, and made it to Florida, provided they were willing to fight for the militia and convert to Catholicism, they would be granted their freedom.
Wow.
I also learned, see, that's why we have to do our own research. We have to travel and go and see for ourselves. They would have us think, because right now it's this big thing, the 1619 Project. It's the date is much too late. We were at least here 100. We were here at least 100 years earlier, right there off the coast of South Carolina. Matter of fact, the Gullah Islands is probably the first maroon colony in America, where blacks who escaped slavery went over there into them Gullah Islands. But what I really wanted to get to was they would have us think the first blacks came here as slaves. I submit that there were blacks already here, and that when blacks did start traveling with the Europeans, they were free.
But
Juan Garrido, he was a black conquistador. That's not a slave.
No, but wasn't it? And I don't know if it was Columbus or his son that wrote a book that says when his father got here, They saw brown faces, black faces. I mean, we were already here.
But this is an important,
when he discovered America.
but here's an important point, and you can appreciate this. We read and speak English.
Right.
We know America's story through the lens of the British. But the Spanish were here.
Mm-hmm.
The French were here all the way down to the Louisiana Purchase, which extended the country. But what I'm getting to is, you went over there to Morocco. That's where the Moors were.
Right.
Who conquered the whole Iberian Peninsula, Spain, Portugal. And so America is not the only one that whitewashes. I think America whitewashes it the best.
The best.
But Spain, they had a lot of black statues to get rid of too, because just prior to that slave trade, the Moors ran the Iberian Peninsula for 700-800 years. And that's Morocco and all of that Mediterranean area. So, like, when we don't know our history,
right,
we can let some dummy
try to tell us
their version when they weren't even really in the picture.
But to your point about the statues, they haven't taken the statues down of us in Egypt. So if you look, you will see it's all right there. You can't take down paintings on the walls. You can't take down those statues. When you look at those statues, you are seeing braids in their hair. You are seeing our hair and our features, and it's all represented. And so I just urge people to get your passport and get it on.
How did you get this bug? Were you like at a vampire party one night and got bit on the neck? Where did this passion come from? And then not only you, but you take another 100 gorgeous black women with you. How do you?
Well, apparently it seems that only black women want to travel, and I'm saying that very loosely. So I'm trying to get more brothers to get outside of their thinking, because they are also, I don't get it. I mean, they want to go to Jamaica. They want to go to DR. They want to go to, places that are familiar. They want to go to the beach, but there's so much more than the beach, and there are beaches everywhere. Okay. And I can't understand the thinking of a lot of our brothers, man. Come on out here. A lot of my trips are mostly women, so you'll find your wife if you're looking for one on one of my trips. But I think I got the bug most from my father. He would grab everyone, put them in our van, and we'd drive across the United States, to one city or another. But my first trip was.
So your dad was an explorer.
Well, my father, he was in television, so he because of yes, my dad is he's a news editor for a British television station, and British TV. And because he was always on a trip to Nicaragua or, someplace where there was news happening.
Daddy, I want
to go too. He'd come back with these crazy stories. He took pictures of our pictures on the Great Wall of China. So I've never been to China just yet out. But my dad went with our pictures, so we were there,
And you said, you want the real thing.
I want the real thing. So my first trip, it was Mexico, and I said, okay, I was 19 years old, and that was the first time I left. And the first time I went to Africa, I was 21, and Abidjan and Cote d'Ivoire, and I was hooked. After that, I've just, every year I got to go somewhere. It's almost like I'm getting a fix.
So the malaria shots, they don't scare you. Yellow fever shots don't scare you. Tough Tony, gangster. So I see this as I did then going. Where do you see it going? I see, I mean, Lisa Stansfield, band around the world and now, yeah.
You know, I just want to continue to spread the word. I mean, I just want to get more of us out there seeing and touching it, you know, for themselves. You don't realize that you don't know what you don't know, and until you get there, right? So again, I keep going back to Egypt because we're going back there again in September. But what people don't realize, you know, if you want a beach, there's a beach there, and we're going. You know, people don't realize, they think that there's pyramids, there's sand, there's desert, and that's it. But there's so much more than, you know, what we're going to see in Cairo. We're also going to go to dine in a home in a Nubian village. We're going to Nubia, and these are beautiful, dark, beautiful people. You know, we're going there, and we're going to be doing a 3-day Nile River cruise. So you will touch history there. And then we're going to end at the beach. I mean, we're going to rent, but we're going to go, and I've rented a yacht, and we're going to go yachting in Hurghada in the Red Sea, and you will be able to dip your toes, and if you can swim, your whole body in the Red Sea, jump off, I mean, into the beautiful crystal blue
Explain
water.
this to me. How do people water? How do they have clear water? And they've been over there thousands of years. We've been over here 200 years and then screwed the harbor all up.
Well, now I have no idea how they haven't screwed it up. It's beautiful. There are dolphins, you know, riding
Have you seen the
alongside
Baltimore harbor?
Yes, I have seen it. I've been
We've been here 200 years. They've been there for thousands of years.
thousands.
And the water's clear.
Clear. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's more beautiful than some of the islands that I've gone to. You know, just get outside of your comfort zone and try it, you know, before you say anything. And you just might learn something.
Has anyone made you an ambassador yet? Or yeah, I mean, I think you should be like those African embassies in DC. Have they like said, you know, we need to acknowledge Sonya Lowery Young as like the African American ambassador to the world?
Not yet, Donnie, but because of you, maybe that'll happen.
They better listen. What do you want little girls to know?
Oh, don't wait on anybody. Don't wait. I have sons, and I tell them the same thing, but girls, I would tell them, don't wait on anyone to take you anywhere. You go see yourself. And I hear it a lot with, you know, these little young girls. He can't take me to Miami, or, you know, come on, sis. You can do better than that. You know, go get that, go get that for yourself.
Go get a globe.
Go get a globe. Right. If all you want to do is see the same place over and over and over again, you're not expanding your mind and your horizons. There's so much more out there to see.
Okay, in Greece, did you go to Santorini?
Yes, we went to Santorini, we went to Mykonos, we went to Athens. It's all just, we drank a lot of wine, you know. I'm definitely one of these people, like, while you're learning, you can be having a great time. So yes, we saw all of that. We went to Crete, and also, so there's so much rich history that while you're learning and having a good time and learning, you can go out there, there's partying too. So, and great food.
Yeah, okay.
Food. I travel for food. I'm a foodie. I'm a fat girl on the inside. I'm just trying to tell you, if there's great food, I'm gonna go see about the rest of it. So that is my guilty pleasure. For instance, like I said, we're going back to Italy in May of 2022. And I completely go there for the food and the wine, and the sidebar is the history. But
I
it,
was in Jordan. We went to the Wadi Rum Desert, talking about food. Because I'm looking around. Ain't no 7-Eleven, ain't no fast food joint, ain't no supermarket. You in the desert. Camels over there, real camels. So I find out that they dig pits and they cook the barnyard pimp, aka Mr. Chicken, in these pits in the ground.
in the ground.
Oh my God.
And it falls apart.
Oh my God.
It falls apart.
I wanted to go back just for the chicken. Now I was in Africa. It was a little different story. This was Tanzania. And we were not near the town center. In order to get to the town center, you had to get into a caravan.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 15 deep.
Okay.
And I remember sitting next to a lady right over there who had a live chicken in her lap. I'm from North Avenue. I've done a lot of things in my life. I've even run for office, but I ain't never sat next to a live chicken. The chicken looked at me. I looked at the chicken looked at me. But I realized that was dinner.
That was dinner. Yeah. I mean, I have been so many places that I kind of, based on food, and I'll try anything once. So in Thailand, we tried fried crickets.
Was it moving?
It was not. They were fried crickets.
As long as it's fried, put some grease on it. I'll try.
Put some grease on it. We can eat it. We can try it. And let me tell you, I almost finished the whole plate because it was so good. I mean,
how did they eat them live things, those, Sonya?
That I don't know. I can't do it. I don't think I would be able to get it down.
I need no movement.
No.
Mm-mm. I don't want to see my hot dog going across the plate.
No. But can I tell you, some of the best seafood that I've ever had was in South Africa. They have the freshest, sweetest. There was these shrimp. It's bigger than shrimp, smaller than lobster, called langoustine. And oh my God, you're talking about some good eating down at the Cape. And it was so, oh my God, the southernmost tip of Africa. The best seafood and really, really great wine. And people say, well, I don't want to go to Africa, and which I don't get at all, because I was in
whitewash.
Listen, let me tell you this story real quick. So I'm sitting in the barbershop. This is when I used to have my hair shaved down, right? And I'm sitting next to this brother who must have been about 50 years old. And he was telling me he doesn't ever want to go to Africa. And I asked him, well, why would you even say that? He says, I don't want to be looking around with people running around with bones in their nose. And I looked at him and I said, what did you say out of your mouth? And he said, yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to, that's not my thing. I want to go to the beach. I want to go to Jamaica. So I opened up my camera and pulled up pictures of our trip to Cape Town, South Africa. And he said, oh, that's nice. Where is that? I said, Africa. And he said, whoa, that doesn't look like Africa. I said, what do you know about Africa? If you've never been, all you've seen is what they have shown you.
You saw a Care commercial.
He saw one of these. I'm going through all of my pictures, and I showed him the Stellenbosch winery, and he's like, that looks like Europe. I said, it does, don't it? And I'm showing him the coastline, these $1 million homes. People are driving around in Range Rovers and Bentleys, and he was like, where is this?
So he didn't know that Africa actually built the first buildings in the world.
No, and he's like, he's looking at this. It looks like Southern California. as opposed to what he thought was Africa. And as I'm going through all of the pictures, I said, we were there and I've never seen one person with a bone in their nose. And he's seeing these places that look like California.
See,
And he got a clue.
That's what the Tarzan movies did to
Right,
us.
right, right. And so the malls, the stores, it was beautiful.
Angola, they have the most expensive real estate in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Not far from South Africa, Angola. And then we're in South Africa, that's the real cradle of mankind. The oldest DNA in the world,
And that's something,
comes from Southern Africa. The oldest DNA. Everybody on earth, their roots, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, whomever, right there in Southern Africa.
mm-hmm.
And this guy was watching a Care commercial with the potbelly black babies asking for donations. That's what he was watching.
And I realized that I have a whole lot more work to do because there are so many of us that just don't have the
common sense.
The common sense to see it for themselves, you know what I mean? And once the majority of people that travel with us are newbies. They're brand new to that kind of international travel. And so what we do is we set everything up for them so that as not to miss anything. So we set up the flights, the hotels, the excursions, the food. So pretty much you don't have to do anything but show up. And we make it very easy for you to get your experience and then go home with your memories.
Now, an excursion is a trip within a trip.
So for instance, in Egypt, we're going to an excursion to see Abu Simbel. So if somebody wants to see Abu Simbel,
that's the piece that was underwater.
Yeah. And they moved it. And so it was we have to take a prop airplane from our destination, our hotel, to get to Abu Simbel. But it's a day excursion. For those who don't want to go, they'll have that day empty so they can, explore on their own. We also have other excursions like hot air balloon over Luxor. So if you want to see Luxor from the air, you can be in a 25 passenger hot air balloon over Luxor.
When you I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Anybody? I cut you off. When you first started, what kind of camera did you have versus what kind of camera you have now?
The same kind of camera. Ain't nothing changed. So that it does not, require much to be able to be able to see, and bring these things back with you, these experiences, whether it's video or pictures, most people just need to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I just missed that. What was that?
Well, we got a lot of African experts on here. This is Joey Noble from Miami. Still major work. Needs to be some economic growth. Zimbabwe, inflation, hyperinflation. Here's from a young man who's been to Tanzania.
Awesome.
He's down in Florida.
Yeah. I have a girlfriend who goes to Tanzania and helps them with clean water.
They have a fluoride problem over there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But, again, there's so many things that we just have not seen. One of my most spiritual places, and I will let everybody know that too, one of the most spiritual places outside of Egypt was Peru.
Now, see, I thought you were going to say Ethiopia. Peru? Pyramids?
No, the actual feeling after you get off the plane in Cusco. So let me tell you what it feels like, because I like to explain what it feels like. Yes, you have a question?
You're way up in the mountains.
Oh yeah, it's way up. It's way up. So it was something to be in an airplane. And I remember looking out the window and nudging my now husband, but we were looking out the window and I said, "Babe, what is that?" We're looking out the window in the clouds. I said, and I'm squinting and I'm trying real hard to like see it. I said, "Is that land?" And I was like, we're in an airplane. We're up in the air, in the clouds, and I'm seeing land, the peak of a mountain. So then the pilot comes on and he says, "Okay, prepare for landing." Now, usually when you're on a plane and they say we're preparing for landing, it takes you 20 to 30 minutes to land. He said, "Prepare for landing." All right, thank you, everybody. It was a great flight. We were off the plane and landed in 5-10 minutes because we were that high. And so the moment you get out of the plane in Cusco, the first thing they give you are coca leaves, right? To start chewing on so that you don't get that altitude poisoning. And that can scare a lot of people, but they prepare you. They know that, we're real high up and the altitude can mess with you. And a couple of people we felt, well, not couple, I think everybody felt a little bit of something because the air is thin. But after a while, your body gets acclimated. But the views from Machu Picchu are breathtaking.
That's where those stones are in a circle?
No, that's Stonehenge.
I got that whole thing wrong.
That's okay. That's okay. But let me tell you, it was, I think, when I went skydiving here in Virginia, I was 13,000 feet from jumping out of the plane. When we were in Peru, we had gone up 13,000 feet. So it is the same as to where we were jumping, our jumping point back at home. That's how high we were.
That's a lot.
That's very high. But the spiritual part of it came to me mostly at night. Because when you look up from where we are here, depending on where you are in the United States, when you look up at the stars, they seem so far away. There we go. Yep. Machu Picchu. Yep. When you look up at the stars from here, it's a whole different situation from when you look up at the stars when you're already in the sky. You understand what I'm saying? It feels like you can literally touch the stars. What does that say? Going any higher, you would suffocate from a lack of progress. How did you do with the lack of oxygen? Hi, Joey. No lack of oxygen. He says lack of oxygen. So we didn't have any major issues with lack of oxygen. The thing that it does is it gives you a little bit lightheaded. So your body has to get acclimated. So the whole time we're drinking coca tea, and chewing coca leaves. And that helps our body to regulate in that situation since you are so high. And it takes about a day or so before, you're feeling pretty normal. It expands your lung capacity, which is pretty awesome. Because when we came back, everybody was just like, you can run circles around everybody else here because your lungs have expanded. But the situation up there is that you are so high that it just makes you feel tired at first, and then after that you get your body acclimated. But the other spiritual part of it was the moment we landed, the first stop that we went to was a shaman who gave us a blessing over our group and our trip. And so that to me was amazing and very, very spiritual. And I love that a lot of the places that we go to, we try to get that spiritual element. When we went to Thailand, we got a spiritual blessing from Buddhist monks. And like I said, in Peru, we got one from a shaman. And whenever we can get that for our group, we do that.
Anywhere else in South America besides Peru?
So far, no, South and Central, but we are going at the end of 2022. We're going to Colombia. So that is one of our other trips that I haven't announced yet, but now I'm announcing it right here on your show. We're going to be going to Colombia in 22. And that's going to be
a bunch of Black people there.
Say that again?
They got a bunch of Black people in Colombia.
Oh, yes. But again, the culture is different. So again, you got to get outside of your comfort zone. You're not going to not see Black people everywhere you go. The culture is going to be different.
How come we don't see it in the media, though? You turn on any media, they never show the Black people in Asia, right, in the Middle East, in South America, Black people everywhere.
Right.
So we need more media.
We need a lot more media outlets to show the truth, and also we need a lot of us to take that leap of faith. Mm-hmm. Right, take your blinders off and do it scared. And like I said, I'm here.
Is that the name of your book?
I do it scared. Hey, I mean, that definitely would be. I mean, I can't begin to tell you how many people have thanked me for, ripping those blinders off and having them experience different things. We go camelback riding in Egypt. We have gone inside of the Great Pyramid of Giza and gone up the shaft. Inside, we are actually inside that pyramid. It's not just looking at it from the outside. We're going to venture inside and see what it was like for those people thousands of years ago to just, like I said, to touch and feel it. Now, if you're tall, you're going to have to bend over. My husband is 6'5", so the shaft is probably 4 feet tall, and people are going up and down at the same time. But I mean, it's an experience you will never forget in your entire life.
Are you a shaman now?
No, but I would love to be.
Who says you're not?
Well, I mean, I like to.
You have led hundreds of people to the light internationally.
I like your thinking, Donnie.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. We don't have it here in the United States, but there have been plenty of us who went to like Ghana and ended up being a chieftain, a Khan chieftain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you knew her, Dr. Patricia Newton.
No.
Her name was, we called her Nana. And she had traveled to every country on earth except Australia. She'd even done a trafficking summit in East Europe. But what she's most noted for is being I can't say that, but she was an African chieftain in Ghana. Her best friend was Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
Wow. Well, Ghana's on our list too. So, I mean, I have so many places that I want to see and so much that I want to do. I mean, I have my own bucket list of every place I want to see before I kick the bucket. So everything up until I'm 90 years old, and then 90, I'm going to start writing a brand new one. So, it's one day at a time. For as long as my legs will carry me, I'm going to do it.
So I didn't know your dad was in television.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And the name of this is World Next Door TV. So you're in television.
So the way that this started was videos. So this started a long time ago because I was a single mom, and I wasn't able to do a whole lot of things because I was poor, and I had 2 little kids, and I'm not going to have extra money for experiences. So what I realized that,
Some would say you are broke, not poor. Broke
well,
is a
thank you.
temporary condition. Poor is a
That's
state of
true.
mind. Ain't nothing poor
This
about
is
you.
true.
You're a
This is true.
queen. Always been one.
Thank you, Donnie. But you're right. I was broke, not poor. But I was able to, through my father, exchange experiences for video, for a video back then. This is when YouTube wasn't YouTube, so YouTube was just kind of starting up. And so for skydiving, I couldn't pay the $400 that it was going to pay, to go on the excursion, to fly, for the video, for the pictures. That whole package was $400. And I was like, I don't have that kind of money. I got to feed my kids. But what I can do is give them a video and tell my people about skydiving in Virginia. And they did the exchange.
That's where it started?
That's where it started.
You gotta, not only do you need a book, you need your own series. Where's Oprah at? Where's she at? What's the dude? Perry.
Who?
In Atlanta, Perry.
Tyler Perry?
One of them need to give you a show.
Oh, good grief. Well,
do I need to write them a letter?
Sure, Donnie.
All right.
Yes. Whatever you need. Oh my God.
That guy who was ignorant to Africa know about the black billionaires in Africa?
Oh, there are many, but no.
He didn't know that Africa has buildings and cars.
You asking me if I know?
No, the guy in the barbershop.
Oh, no. He didn't. He was clueless. He didn't know much of anything. So, like I said, when I pulled the pictures out and showed him, he said, well, maybe I do need to go. I said, well, maybe you do need to go. And it's just a lot of our mentality is stunted, and it's unfortunate. But like I said, through our pictures, if you go to my Instagram page, which is World Next Door TV, if you go to my Facebook page, which is World Next Door TV, you'll be able to see our pictures, our albums, and be able to actually see the group, in during some of our trips. We've gone to Cuba. And I mean,
you went to Cuba? I thought that was Soviet, communist.
It is communist. No, I mean, but you learn so much. Let me tell you something. Those people loved us, and they were just so accommodating. They don't have much of anything, but what they did have, they shared. And not only just that, the knowledge that they were giving us about how they live versus how we live. They have, yes, it is communist, but they also have
healthcare for everybody.
Their healthcare, I would say, is probably better than ours. I mean,
all that smack we talk about Cuba, and they got better healthcare.
They got better healthcare. Now they are stuck in the 50s, but you weigh different things, and it's unfortunate. And their art is beautiful, and the people are beautiful. Their culture,
the music.
And again, they have different religions as well. I think it was Santiera. I can't remember, but they have different gods that they pray to, and we would never know any of that, if it weren't for being there and talking to them.
Because somebody else told us it was voodoo, that it was bad.
Right.
I just read that the other day. Stop letting other people tell you who your enemy is.
That's right.
Especially when the people telling you who your enemy is has been your enemy the whole time.
Exactly. And so it is just been, and I'm going to put this up real quick. How do I share? I'm sorry, y'all.
Down the bottom in the middle, there are 7 icons, and the share icon is down the bottom.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to put in, well, maybe you can do it here. I'm going to put it here in the private chat.
I'm very green with this stuff. I leave
All
it
right. Well,
to
you're teaching me, Donnie. But what I'm doing is I am sharing both of our upcoming trips. We have not yet put up
video.
the Colombia trip just yet, but it's coming too. But I'm sending and sharing both the Italy trip. We still have a few spaces left for Italy, but Egypt is more wide open. But if you are wanting to go to Italy with us in 2022, we still have a few spots left for that. Did you get them?
So I'm very, very green on this. Let me just put it up like I normally know how. This is where you need the experts. You think I know it? You got something else.
Well, in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just share my screen. And hold on, sharing screen. All right. All right, let's see if we can do that.
And some of these cats got a lot to say on here. You know, Joey and Michael Randolph, I'm gonna put the link because you think I'm gonna put every damn comment you got up. Y'all lost your damn mind.
Did I do this right?
You fine, but I just don't know where we are. So
I just wanted to be able to. Can you see this?
Let me take Italy down. Banners. Okay. No, I don't see anything. Is in the share?
Yeah, I think I'm sharing, but I could be. Hold on, entire screen window. Yeah, ask your folks if they are able to see this. Oh, here we go. Is that it?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So let me pull that up. Very good.
Okay. All right. So if anybody goes to my page.
That's Pharaoh, the German Shepherd. He must
all
see.
All right now, Pharaoh. Can you see it? Donnie? Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry, you guys.
We see everything.
Okay. Awesome. So you'll be able to see that. Here we go. If you go to my website, all you have to do is, and this was our last trip to Egypt. Let's see.
They say a guy can find his wife on the next trip, huh?
Oh, absolutely, he can find his wife. I'm telling you, because it's mostly women. It's unfortunate, but it's mostly women that will come up with the money for the trip, and they'll go.
How much does the trip to Egypt cost?
So if you go to, let's hear. All right. So Egypt, let me give you the dates first. Italy is May 21st through the 30th. And there's also an optional 3-day extension. So 9 days originally. And then if you want to do, hold on, I'll go here real quick. We're going to go to Rome. So we're going to do Venice, Murano, Florence, Bologna, and Rome. And that's from May 21st through the 30th. And then there's also a brochure where you can download that and get all the information, and then also download the payment plan to get started. It'll show you all of our hotels that we're going to be staying at, because we are going to be moving around, along with the itineraries, what's included, breakfast, dinner, lunch, whatever. Also, there's a 3-day extension where we're going to go to the coast. So this is Sorrento, and there's an optional tour to Capri, the beautiful island of Capri. So there's that. And then the other one is, of course, to Egypt, September 5th through the 16th. It'll actually be the 17th, because we come back very, very early on the 17th. And you can also download the brochure there. And we're going to do Cairo. a Nile River cruise for 3 days. We're going to do Aswan, and we're going to end at the beach in Hurghada. And that one is $3,800 per person, includes land, air, excursions, food. And this was a picture of some of our last group. And so, like I said,
I just want to add this in, Sonya. Over the 12 years you've been doing this trip, I've only heard the highest of reviews. What I have heard from other people is a bunch of stick-up crap with people trying to take advantage, and they were just
yeah.
getting over on people.
Well,
And that's not your rep, but I don't, and they think you're stupid. I mean, their own people. So anyway, Joey, show your face. I can't see your face. Joey's down in Miami. Joey, where you at? Where your face?
Joey, honestly, the reality is TV is dying and streaming platform. Okay. Megan and Dan.
Joey.
My
oh, Santeria. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Joey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I'm having some difficulty with my camera, but I just wanted to let you know the name of the religion is Santeria.
Santeria, that's it.
Yeah, if you
exactly
the show I Love Lucy, where Ricky Ricardo sing Balu Balu.
Yep.
Babalu.
Babalu.
That's one of the Santerian gods.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so
look at you teaching everybody a little something.
Well, I'm down here in Miami, so I'm surrounded by the Cuban culture.
I love it. I love it. And see, but that's what I'm saying. There's people like him that will be able to get other people to understand that they need to get out there and experience some new stuff. So,
Joey, you trying to travel?
You listen. You know my condition. Well, if Miss Sonya don't know, I'm a quadriplegic, so I'm paralyzed from the neck down. But that's my dream, to get back out here in the world, man. And you can get me out here in the world. I'm down to get down.
You down to go? I feel you.
Yes,
man.
I want my dream is to get to Ethiopia. I was asking you, did you travel to Ethiopia to see the temples that they literally made out of the ground?
No, but it's on my list. I've been to
Lalabella.
I have not yet, but it's on my list. I have so many different countries to see in Africa that I have not been to yet. And I've only been to 4 places, so countries in Africa so far. But like I said, my list is continually growing. I'm 52 now, so I'm trying to say, like I said, I have.
Well, I thought you was 35.
Whatever. So I probably have oh my God, 40 more decent years of getting out there. So every year my list is growing.
Okay, well,
and Joey didn't start commenting until you talked about Machu Picchu. I think he wanted to go up there in the Peru in the mountains.
Well, can I tell you, when I was there was a lady who was being carried into and up the on the cliffs, and she was in a wheelchair and they were carrying her, and I said, now this woman is determined. And so I will tell you this, Joey, all you got to do is be determined. All you got to do is be determined. She got up there and she was overlooking everything. So I'm not going to tell you can't do, and you got to figure out a way. If it's something that you want to see, you go see it.
Hey, I'm definitely going to hold on to that. But I was asking, they live up that high because they have high hopes of finding gold. So I was asking you, did you bring some gold back with you?
I brought it back in my heart. I sure did.
Hey, Joey, we're going to have to get you your own show. I think it's about
time. Donnie, man, I'm down for whatever you want, Donnie. I'm here for you.
I wasn't going to let you miss Sonya. She is a true queen, a true gem. and she's all about the empowerment of our people.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in, Joey.
No, I appreciate it. Donnie always he's always supporting me and letting me put my 2 cents in. So I appreciate him, and I appreciate you for sharing.
Absolutely, honey. Anytime.
Good deal. They love you all over the world, Sonya. So let's put the website up here one more time. I can do that. And you got to show. So you just hit the share button.
Yeah. It was share, and then what I did was I shared my screen, so I was able to show people my website.
And then like I said, the share screen, do you push entire screen, window, or Chrome tab?
Well, I hit entire.
Okay.
So
now I know.
But the only issue with that, of course, is that I couldn't see you and everything else. So hopefully people will think about joining us, and if they have any other questions that they want to just hit me with, you can always DM me on Instagram or inbox me on Facebook. And I have 2, of course, pages on Facebook. So you can either go to Sonya Lowery Young on Facebook, or you can inbox me on World Next Door TV on either Instagram or Facebook. So
I just want to share this with you. Going back to Oprah, a lady who's been a mentor to me. I've adopted her as a mom 20 years ago, Diane Bell. She runs Associated Black Charities of Maryland. She just interviewed Oprah for Associated Charities, for Associated Black Charities. She interviewed her on the screen just like this.
Okay.
And so what I'm getting to is somebody need to tell Oprah that you need your own damn show.
Well, look, from your lips to God's ear.
Yeah.
From your lips.
Come on, people, wake up.
Like, make it happen.
Yeah. We're so proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all of your success. Blessings to Mr. Young. We salute you. And however we can be of service, but you've really made this special, especially as I go into, this anniversary tomorrow. You are a reminder.
Congratulations, Donnie. That you've been doing it, man.
Not just in the DMV, but worldwide. So
you're doing it. You're the one doing that thing. We're proud of you too.
Good stuff. Much love. Yeah. Much love. We'll be back at 7 p.m. tonight for, what's the night? Wednesday? Sister Biz at 7 p.m. Sonya, thank you so much. We're proud of you. Thank you for opening our eyes and lifting our spirits.
Thank you, sir. I look forward to seeing some of you guys on our trips next year.
Good deal. Have a beautiful day, everybody.
All right. You too. Take care, guys.